Hello, mystical being. Welcome to my channel. My name is Hayley, and thank you so much for allowing me to join you on your journey today. And if you are a returning mystical being, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. Your presence is so greatly appreciated along my own path and journey. So in today's video, brought to you by the fancy fake fireplace, we're going to be having a soul session video. And for those of you who are newer to the channel and have never seen a soul session video from me, essentially what it is where I just sit with a cup of joe and just chat with y'all, put my heart on my sleeve, just kind of talk about my life and what's been going on and things like that. But before we get into it, don't forget to click like and subscribe, join the tribe, become a mystical being today. We would freaking love to have you here. We would love that. And if this is for some reason your first video of mine you're watching, hi, how are you? Second of all, I post other cool content besides this, like tarot videos, yoga, pretty much spirituality and esoteric stuff is my channel. So make sure you check that out. Click like and subscribe, join the tribe, all right? I also, another fun fact about me if you don't know me, I offer spiritual services. Oh yeah, like private tarot readings, private Reiki sessions, and private spa work that I can do for you. Link down below on my website. Check out that there. And also my Instagram, which will be linked with the link tree down below that goes to my website. And there's a Facebook group. I know I'm always forgetting something. There's a Facebook group you can join down below as well. But let's take our first sip and get into our soul session here. So when I was looking at my videos, I wanted to see how long it had been since I had actually done a soul session video, and it had been quite a while. It has actually been so long that I was in a relationship with a completely different person. I lived in a completely different town still, and I had a completely different job. So I am now going to just do a little bit of a life update, I guess, share my big secrets that I've been scared to share. There's a reason why I have not done a soul session, and it's for reasons that this lighting is messing me up. That's another thing with this freaking shit is this house. This house, the lighting is shit. Hold on, I'm gonna freaking move around and see what I can do here. Okay, I moved to right here. You might be asking me why I'm not on the couch. I don't want to be. I like to sit on the floor. That's good old me. So, like I was saying, a lot of things were different. So let's give a little bit of an update, okay? Over the course of 2022, I have found a new partner, new boyfriend. I have moved to a new town, and I have a brand new job, right? So quite a few things can change over a year. So starting with the first one, the boyfriend, right? Okay. So when I had initially broken up with my boyfriend, my past boyfriend, I was way too embarrassed and still healing to come on here wearing my heart on my sleeve and being honest. The wounds were still too fresh. The wounds had not turned to wisdom. I did not feel equipped enough to come onto the internet and kind of share my life like that. So now I am ready to do that because I've had a lot of time to think and a lot of time to process. And I just have to say, in general, with that relationship, if you know who they are, I wish them nothing but goodwill and peace. We were both young and, you know, we each had issues that they needed to deal with. So I hope that person is happy, healthy, and well. But I will say, I had learned so many lessons in that relationship, like a lot. And I think that's why I did not just come onto the internet telling everyone that we had broken up, because there was so much that took place that really needed to be transmuted from wound to wisdom. And I feel like finally at the end of 2022, it's not that I'm finally healed. I think I just finally understand why the universe had put me through all of those trials and tribulations that I had went through in that relationship. And it's honestly, now I understand, it was to very much so quickly grow my soul. Like, my soul needed to grow up very fast. And, you know, I came out of that relationship a lot stronger, even though in the beginning I was very weak. You know, I'm not proud of the things that I did. I begged, you know, I begged and I wanted to be with this person. And it just didn't happen. And honestly, I'm very grateful that I went through every single thing I went through with that person, because I feel so much more wiser and so much stronger coming out of that, and realizing that there's so much more to me than what I thought. For example, I would pass up opportunities to better myself so I could hang out with this person. This person lived far away from me, and they had a tighter schedule apparently than I did. So a lot of my life was built, and at that point in time was built around their schedule. And that would mean for me, you know, not going all the way through to college. I started college twice. I dropped out twice. And I wanted to become a yoga teacher, which is something else we're going to touch on in this video. I wanted to become a yoga teacher for so long, and I put that off just so I could have time with this person. I mean, there's so many situations, so many like learning moments in this relationship that I'm so grateful to have gone through. And I'm sure at some point I will make a video about the biggest lessons I've learned, but I honestly need a lot of time to sit with that and to see what Spirit has to say about that as well. But since that last soul session, I had left that relationship, and I was single for a very long time. And that is where I started to, some of you may remember, started to do flight attending, and that never got very far, okay? I got into the training, and I already was doing flight attendant training because I had just gotten out of a relationship, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this. You know, it was already like, oh, I hope I get picked when I was with that person. And then I broke up with them, and then this flight attending job opportunity fell into my lap, so I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then throughout the training, I just really realized that that's not the lifestyle I want to live. I have mad respect for flight attendants, because have gone through a little bit of that training. It is a lifestyle commitment. So huge props and gratitude to our aviation people out there, because that shit's wild. But I ended up not doing that because I realized it's the lifestyle and the pace of life and everything like that's just not what I wanted to do. So I left that. So don't make hasty, life-changing decisions when you break up or go through a breakup, because you probably don't want to do them. That part. But then I started to work at a restaurant. I worked at a breakfast place called First Watch. Super good food. If you have one by you, I recommend going to a First Watch. But that was one of the best serving jobs I've ever had in my life. Like, I honestly, so from time to time, I debate on going back to First Watch, because it was such a wonderful serving experience, if you could believe that or not. So if you have the opportunity to work at a First Watch and you want to, I would highly recommend it. Great place to work, great function, made tons of money, really great. But the whole reason why, right, so I came home from flight attendant training, and I was like, man, I feel like a failure and a loser. What am I going to do with my life, right? So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to buckle down and I'm going to become a yoga teacher. This is something I want to do. This is something I've been wanting to do. I'm going to do it. So that's why I started working as a waitress at First Watch, so I could save up for the tuition for the school. And at this point in time, I had no idea what school I wanted to go to, if I was going to do online or in person. I really wanted to do in person because, you know, it's yoga, it's a physical activity. I'd rather learn that in front of someone than through a screen. And I met one of my friends at First Watch, and her and I had a lot in common, very spiritual girlies. She recommended I come to a yoga studio that she goes to in Lakeland, Florida. So I did. And that studio, when I went in for the first class ever, they have on the door that at the time it was December 1st. December 1st, 200-hour yoga teacher training. So this yoga studio, which was really nice, and I enjoyed my class there, they were offering yoga teacher training there in person. So there you go. That's what I did. I had a goal in mind. I had a place to do it. Bada bing, bada boom. 2022 hits. It's January, okay? We're getting caught up now in the chapters of Hayley's fucking life. So it's January. My car is fucked, okay, that's a whole nother story. My car engine, okay, so I drive a Honda Civic, right? And with Honda Civics, if your coolant goes down, you can literally melt your engine, right? So I was having problems with my engine, and like I won't go into the specifics of it because it's fixed. But essentially, this white steam, it wasn't smoke, but white steam was pouring out of the front of my car. Had something to do with the coolant. So what ended up happening is we took it to a local mechanic. He said he fixed it. He said he fixed it 16,000 different times. Turns out the fucker never fixed it, and my car engine melted, so I had to get a completely brand new engine, all that fucking shit. Literally, I shit you not, it took 6 months from January to June 2022. My car was finally fixed in June. It took 6 months for my car to get fixed. That's a whole nother fucking video. Oh my God, that was such a stressful time. But during that time, I had quit working at First Watch, just because a few things happened there. And then just with one person, it's so irrelevant. And it just so happened that my yoga school was on the weekends. And, you know, if you're a waitress, you kind of cannot, or a server in general, weekends, you don't really get weekends off. So it was just 2 reasons for me to leave, and I did. And, I had saved more than enough for my school, and I was ready to leave, so I did. The purpose of me working at First Watch at that point in time was to save up for my yoga school, and I did, and I left. And then I started yoga teacher training, which was the most transformative experience, one of the most transformative experiences of my life. Like, I said this, okay, going into yoga teacher training, it's like I knew I wanted to be a yoga teacher. Obviously, that's why I'm there. But after going through it, taking those 200 hours, it's like, no, now I must teach yoga. And I have to say, even if you don't want to be a yoga teacher, I would recommend doing yoga teacher training because it just deepens your practice to a whole new level, and you have such an awakening experience about yourself and the people you connect to in that journey. I mean, it was so beautiful and so outstanding. I'm really looking for that same yoga studio to do the 300 hours so I could get my 500 hours done. I think about yoga teacher training every single day. It is one of the best experiences I have had in my entire life. Such an awakening and transformative period. Like, seriously, I would highly recommend you do it. If you're a yogi or yogini and you're like into that, I recommend you do it because it was so beautiful. And you have the option to teach afterwards if you choose to, even if you don't want to. So, I get my yoga teacher training, I get my certification done, and I now teach one class, a Sunday $7 beginner class at the studio that I teach at Yoga Point. And it's really nice, and it's such a fulfilling job. Like, waitressing, it was fulfilling for me to a degree because I just like to nurture people and take care of people. But yoga is like I get to combine all of my esoteric training, the Reiki, the herbalism and wellness, like all of my esoteric knowledge can be used and applied for a yoga class when I'm building a sequence and everything like that. Like, it's such a fulfilling job and such a fulfilling career. And I honestly hope and pray that I can do and teach yoga for the rest of my life. You know, if this channel somehow became a yoga channel and I was able to help people with that, oh my God, I'd love it. Like, I love teaching yoga. And this last class I had this past Sunday, like, it was such a full class, and people were coming up to me after and they were just sharing so much gratitude for me. Like, it was just astounding how grateful every single time people are for my class. And it's crazy how I can make an impression on someone's life like that just by a 60-minute like yoga routine, you know? And I also teach high schoolers on Wednesdays, and they also are so receptive to my yoga and the way I teach. And it's such all I can think of is such a fulfilling experience, because it is. And anyone who is thinking about becoming a yoga teacher, I would definitely recommend you do, because it's going to fulfill your soul so much deeper than you realize. And I truly feel like yoga is a tool and a key to personal freedom and happiness and health. Like, seriously, I do. My life has changed so much and for the better since having a consistent yoga practice. I can't even begin to describe how much my life has changed for that. But off of that side note, sorry, my nose is itchy. I have met someone new in terms of relationships. I was single for quite a while there, and then I met someone in the end of January, and he is my current partner, my current boyfriend. So if you follow my Instagram, I post stuff about him on there every now and then. He's never made a channel appearance. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but this is my space, you know. This is ours, okay? No boys allowed unless you're a boy who, or someone who identifies as a boy watching. Then you're allowed, but no boyfriends allowed. This is our space. This is girl time, okay? But I do have a video on my channel about how I manifested him. I seriously recommend you go watch that video, because I dead ass manifested this man. Like wrote down on paper who I wanted, and when I read the paper, it's literally him. Like, it's fucking weird. I recommend you go watch that channel. I posted that maybe back in September, so you might have to scroll back a little bit. But I tell you how you can manifest your boyfriend too in that video. But he is... One thing I wrote down when I manifested my next relationship is that this person is going to be fun. There's going to be no hard lessons, no like struggles. If there's an argument, we solve it fast and efficiently and healthily. Like, no, like, I don't want my relationship to be a lesson. I want it to just be fun. And that is exactly who Nathan is. Nathan, which is his name, he is fun, he's charismatic, he's happy, he's everything I want and more. And I'm very happy at this point in my life. From last soul session to this soul session, I am probably even more happy than I was back then. And I'm so grateful for those of you who stuck around during that weird little phase of my channel. I honestly didn't know what I was going to do with it. I was just too sad, too depressed, too in the shadow period of my life to really have an idea of what I wanted to go, or where I wanted to go with my channel, and where I wanted to go with my life in general. But this is where I'm at now. This is 2022, Hayley. If you're watching this when I upload this, we're heading into 2023, and I'm so excited and so blessed to see where this next year of my life will take us, this next soul session. And yeah, I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Leave me a comment down below, anything that's changed in your life since a year and a half, 2 years ago. Probably a lot has changed, but let me know down in the comments down below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, join our tribe, follow my Instagram, and check out my website linked with my link tree down below, and join our Facebook group. And I'm sending you all so much love and light. Take care.